Hello everyone, so welcome back to Project Cars Career Mode. Okay, so it's been quite shit actually. We're in LMP2 and it's very tough. It's the toughest championship, it's tougher than GT3. I've got no points at the moment. My teammates, oh my god, he's miles ahead of me. Where is he? I'm Proton Storm. He's got 17 points. It's just been very tough. It's really hard. I haven't been that quick, if I'm going to be honest, at all in LMP2. I'm struggling with the cars under traction. They're not amazing around the corners. They're good, but they're not amazing. They are very difficult. Final race now, final round even, in Zolder. We're going to keep it how we normally would. I tell you what I am going to do though. I think I am going to turn off something, and I forgot what it was. Tyre wear, that is it. I'm going to reduce the tyre wear speed. Let me find out where to do that, because I think I've got it on 3 times. Was it on gameplay? Oh wow, times 4. Put it on times 2 because that's roughly what we have it on. So that may be some of my issues. I'm not sure how the tyre wear affects AI. I hope it's pretty similar. Today is going to be different. We've got no points. We have nothing to lose. If we win both races, we will be in a pretty nice place actually. But we have absolutely nothing to lose. I hope you can't hear the rattling on my wheel. I now have it on my desk, so I'm hoping that sound isn't really annoying for you guys. I might put some paper underneath to reduce it. We're going to do a little bit of setup work. However, first of all, I'm going to move the mic a little bit. Okay, so I've moved it onto my laptop, my old laptop, and I'm just kind of using it as a bit of a sound buffer. Let's have a quick look at tuning then. Yeah, 15 laps of fuel is good. Tire pressures, we're gonna leave them like so at the moment. We're actually wanting to do this, so right then. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on, what about front downforce? Here we go. Let's put full downforce. Steering ratio. Let's have a little bit more, a little less camber, I think, around this track because it is a very cambered track. So we'll use a couple of clicks on each one, I think. Am I right in saying I think we've just gained 1, 2, 1, 2. So yeah, so we're just gonna reduce like that. We keep the toe how it is. I think, like roughly like that. I think is pretty good. Front ride height and rear ride height. It's quite bumpy. We're gonna increase it a touch. Oh, rear left. Oh my god. Right, there we go. I'm not too fussed about all this. I mean, look how much stuff's so detailed. It's unbelievable. Diff, the LSD. I don't know too much. Final drive. Let's go for a little bit more acceleration around this track. Let's say that. Let's see how we go. We've got on a weird view. How do I change it? Crohn's, what's change view? There you go. I really hope my brother hasn't turned on some assists. I'll be able to find out pretty shortly though. Quite cool, you may have saw the Coca-Cola signs on the right hand side. It's pretty good that you've got sponsoring for that. It's amazing, it looks so nice, and especially this early morning as well. It must be a 7 or 8 AM start.
Okay, nice and steady on the outlap. Warm the tyres up and get the brakes up to temperature.
My brakes are not. Okay, it hasn't turned on assist, which is good. So a little bit of setup work. We should have a touch more downforce, a bit more ride height. This is a very bumpy track. Not in this piece here, but or this section here, but however we are coming up to a bumpy section. Trying to reduce some of these bumps, especially like that. Look at that camber in that corner. hopefully this extra downforce will help us around not corners like this. There is one coming up though, which is extremely difficult. Ooh, crumbs. Just kind of shaking the whole desk. Alright, let's go right. Whoa. Really, really difficult. And our mirrors go behind us. Oh, I love this track so much. It's a real driver's circuit. Wish I had it back in Formula 1. Of course it did used to be in Formula 1. I forgot what era. Probably 80s, I'm guessing. I've been following Formula 1 since about, I don't know, 2001, 2000. Yeah, about 2001 I'd say. Like I've said before, I used to do a lot of go-karting and yeah, so since I did go-karting I followed Formula 1. Guys, right on our tail. If he wants to overtake us, he can. We're built for a little bit of acceleration, which is good. As you saw, we almost sort of max out on acceleration. We're not going to get too much to our speed. We can always customise it a touch as well in qualifying. I'll see what speed we get up to. About 161 is kind of what I'd be expecting as a high end of this. So we'll see if we reach somewhere near that if we're still accelerating. There's not that much traction. We can try and cure that a little bit. Put a bit more camber on the rear tires, perhaps. Ooh. Or we can take a tiny bit of downforce off the front, and then that will, in return, allow the rear to sort of basically gain grip. Because what you're doing, you're making the front a little bit more understeery, so the back kind of just, I don't know, it just kind of comes into place a little bit. Taking a touch of downforce off the front to allow the back to sort of be a bit more free, I suppose you'd call. I thought that guy was in the gravel for a second, but obviously not. I think we can build our car for a little bit more acceleration as well. High speed section here. Let's go this bit here. I want to be braking at about 100 meters. This track varies though. Look at that camber on that corner. It's incredible to think that F1 cars used to do that. Oh my gosh! You're gonna let this guy past. We'll try and juice a brake. Actually, no, I tell you what, we'll just bump brake bars forwards by a couple of clicks. A bit more, I think. Let's check where we have it at 44. Yeah, put it on 45. That's what that's doing is using a little bit more front braking now. Got a bit more braking at the front now. That's hopefully going to help us so we're not so vulnerable to spinning. These cars are hard though, very, very tough. But an F1 car, I can't wait to drive one of those. I may get the opportunity to go in one of the F1 cars. I may have to renew my contract with LMP2 or something like that and give that another season. We'll give it another go. Ooh. Let's return to our pit box. See if we can sort some of this stuff out. So we're going to edit some of our tuning setup. Put a little bit less pressure on the tyre. That can always help. A little bit with grip, not necessarily acceleration and cornering speed, but it will help a little bit more with grip. Brake pressure, we'll put it on to 70. Brake balance. That's about good actually. have an open duct, a bit more of an open duct. Aero. Why is that? Pretty sure I changed that. None of this has been saved for whatever reason. Front ride height. Let's raise that a touch. Put the rear up a little bit more as well. In fact, no, let's put the rear down a touch actually, I think. Spring rates, I'm not too familiar with spring rates now. Let's save that. If I go to edit tuning setup, that has now saved. Good. Right, let's now drive. Let's see if hopefully it's saved now. So obviously we're using the old setup. Now we're gonna hopefully have a little bit more acceleration, a bit more grip. The reason I changed the camber, basically is how much the wheels are kind of tilted, basically. So the more you want the wheels tilted, because it will give you more surface area onto the tarmac. But of course we took out some tyre pressure, so there's going to be a tiny bit more surface area anyway. So what's the point of having more surface area than put even more surface area? That's a pretty pointless thing to do in my opinion. We've only got about 30 seconds, so we're going to have to kind of give it a go. Hopefully quickly. I guess this is a kind of goodish section to test it. Oh, I would say it feels much better. I'm definitely able to feel a lot more confident. Not sure if you guys can see that. Be interesting. We may or may not lock up now with taking out some back pressure. Well, I've got to say, although we did spin, I am feeling a little bit more comfortable in the car, as my dude decides to just crash the walls like fuck this. I do feel a little bit more comfortable in the car. I'm going to put a touch more air into the tyres though, I think. A little bit more brake pressure as well. Maybe 70 was too little. Right, let's go out now. Yeah, you can see all the Coca-Cola sponsors. Really nice. I'm pleased that they've been able to get that. Obviously for things like Coca-Cola and brands and stuff like Pirelli or UBS or something like that, of course they need licensing and stuff. So that's why a lot of the times in racing games you'll see Codemasters they've got a license with UBS, so you'll see UBS on a lot of their tracks. Tracks like the US Grand Prix and that kind of stuff. But then they've also got a license with Formula 1, which is a little bit different, kind of similar with FIFA, because of course FIFA, or EA even, they can't get a license with every single sponsor, but yet they seem to be pretty good at getting all the sponsors. So I think it works slightly differently with those types of games. Racing games are a little bit different like this. I'm still... no, not... So let's just quickly turn it around, let this guy go past. Oops, didn't see that guy. I do like the look of these cars. They look really impressive. I can't help it.
The race director's given you a warning for cutting the track, so you've got to start respecting track limits. Keep it between the white lines.
I know what it is. My brake temps are awful. That is why we are doing so badly. No wonder. We want them to be at about 500, so we're going to brake really, really hard. Also going to quickly pause and move my pedals back just a tiny bit like that. So long braking point, I'm going to brake ultra early. That's got there's some heat into the brakes, not where I'd want it. I'm definitely feeling the front end grip though, which is really good. And the rear doesn't quite feel so loose either. Wow, I can feel it coming away from you there. Yeah. A little bit understeer, as I'm sure you guys saw. The car kind of just is a really strange bit of understeer, actually. Let's pause it and quickly show a replay of that. That's really odd. You don't often get that kind of understeer, so fast forward a touch. So we got around the first corner. Now this bit here, look at this. Hopefully it shows you guys kind of what I'm talking about. Kind of just, yeah, odd. Let's see if we can get a different view. Is it triangle? Yeah. Hopefully we can go back one. Just. Odd. I mean, we got around the corner fine, but I'm also gonna put my driver up just a tiny bit, like so. Show you guys saw him move up in the cockpit. That's a really difficult corner because 100 meters is technically too early. It's just it's the way I can get a relatively nice exit. Have unfortunately raising very height at the front. Ah, shit. Do we not? Okay, well, let's continue. Technically, it's an illegal lap, but hey. Look at that turning, bro. It's incredible. It really is. Ooh. Really poor. Wants to get past. We are. I'm not gonna. Oh. Was decent enough through there. Interesting, he takes a different line to me. Seems to get a much better exit, rather strangely. This section wasn't brilliant for us. Look at that cam though. I do feel the car feels much better this weekend than it has done previous two races. Still only P13, which if I'm honest would be my best quali position. Now hopefully we can use a little bit of a slipstream. It straight isn't that long if I'm honest, so comes into pits anyway, and he ruins our lap. Brilliant. He ruined our lap at the beginning, of course, by sort of hitting us a little bit. Oh well, we need to set 2 laps anyway, so that's good because we've done that. Wow, we gained an awful lot of time. That last sector, very poor through there. Some people haven't set times, and people who haven't, so really, we are only 2.8, okay. Could be worse. Got 4 minutes. Let's try his tactic of going pretty wide. I could see how that could work. I'm not entirely sure we gained any time by doing that. I'm using second. You would have noticed I used first gear for that that first chicane, and but time for I use seconds, just trying something different. For second I think it's good, I like second gear. So, you guys probably won't notice this, but I'm actually going to put all these videos on a schedule because I'm away for the week. I'm down in London. So for the week I'm down in London, I'm going to put all these on a schedule, and these will be coming out daily as all the Project Cars career mode, and then hopefully we can carry on and I can get a little bit more up to date if you guys have put any sort of comments or anything like that. Hopefully, we're probably not going to catch them up, so I tend to go a little bit too far in like that. It's too far right on the track. It's a little bit like turn 4 in Monaco, or the left hander. I tend to try and go too far in, then I mess up the right hander going over the bump down the hill into La Rascasse. Far nicer. I'm definitely getting time, 1 or 2 tenths I'm guessing, maybe even more. Ooh, not the best. I was kind of trying to see what gear I was in. I know I was in gear 2, but you know, but this car feels so much nicer. You would have seen, guys, just from wow, I'm getting a lot more. This car feels much nicer. You would have saw when I went out the first time the kind of difficulties I was having with the back end. This car feels, it feels a lot more planted, I have to say. It's a pretty nice setup, I think. So this is going to be our last lap. See if we can do something good. Not too bad, to be honest. Very nice through there. And probably we are, what are we, 5 tenths up, I think I saw. Whoa! Damn it, we've lost it. Oh god, it's just not going our way. So quick look at the replay. Go on board. What was it? Triangle? Yeah. Pretty nice line through there, I have to say. Hide this little fingers. Then around, you can see where I start to lose it in hopefully just a second about... Oh no, hang on. Pretty nice exit through there and entry. See, I lose it there. Fortunately, not ideal for us. Anyway, we're going to have to return to pit box. In fact, no, skip to end of session. And we can go to the race. Okay, so we ended up qualifying in 15th, which, if I'm going to be honest, I'm fairly pleased about. Fair enough, we're still there. However, we have got a guaranteed 15th place. Why have we got a guaranteed 15th place? Because I know our second fastest lap wasn't actually that much slower than that. So, so we have got a guaranteed 15th place for the next race as well, because you set 2 qualifying times. Our setup has obviously saved, which is good. Clear forecast. You have to set 2. If we look at the R&R rules and regs, see, grid 2 is decided by the driver's second best qualifying time, and of course then you have the best qualifying time. So the reason it's done like that is because the race 1 is actually shorter than race 2. It means you've got more of a chance of winning from pole on race 1 than you have on race 2. So that's kind of why it's done like that, not the other way around. So,
Good luck, mate.
oh god, it's going to
Next time you hear my
press like,
voice, we'll be going green.
I need to concentrate with starts. Brake temps are really good. You can see they're about 700. Ooh. Shit. We are P20, but only just. Very frustrating that we just completely mucked up. What's the current time is 5 minutes of racing. And again, I should hold it though. You can use the optimal braking zones as well. Oh my god, the hell's wrong with this car? Jesus, what is wrong with this car? So it's a complete different beast over not that long a period. It's a lot less grippy and rubbish under braking. Haven't changed anything of the setup. I just need to get used to it again. Oh god, it's such a difficult corner. Like, quite literally on the LMP2 cars at least, if you get that corner wrong, you will go straight into the barrier. I think you pretty much have to lift off around there in the LMP2 cars, LMP3 cars, because if you don't, it's not going to be a pleasant experience because you'll be heading straight for the wall. Well, it's an awful opening lap. I find tracks I don't know I'm very poor at, however I do know Spain very well. Not so much Hockenheim, although I have been quick round there in the past on the F1 games, not on F1 2014, but I have been quick there. If I'm honest, I'm quite looking forward to the Nürburgring, as in the GP circuit, the Grand Prix one. I'm seriously quick round there, and I kind of always have been on all the F1 games. Of course, I was one of the fastest drivers in the world around that track on F1 2013. Of course, now I use a wheel on F1 2014. Not that much slower, if I'm going to be honest. I made a video on it, me just trying to beat my own time, which is quite annoying because on the pad I could get a world record pace time around a few tracks, you know, normally sort of top 50, top 30 and some top 10 as well. Tracks like Singapore, of course. But on the wheel I'm about 3 seconds a lap slower, which is fine, I don't mind that. So I will also be hopefully rejoining AOR for 2015. Me and Marco, of course, we kind of won the Constructors by round 1. But hey, is it fogging up a bit? I think it could be. I thought it was haze. Because they do simulate things like that, haze and stuff. This game, in my opinion, is still one of the best looking games you can buy on the market at the moment, regardless on what kind of type of game it is. You've got games that look really nice, like Arma 3. But however, this game, running on nice graphic settings, even on low graphic settings, I think it's still a pretty impressive game. But running on nice graphic settings, this game it really is incredible, and I'm not running it on max graphic settings. I'm running it on decent ones. It's pretty much high on everything. I've had to turn a few things off from Ultra. You need an unbelievable PC to really max them up. I know a couple of guys, a guy called Pete, he does a lot of FSX stuff, and he's got a seriously high-end machine, and even he can't run it on everything on max. He's had to turn off like astrostropic filtering to ×8 rather than ×16, which is still pretty impressive. Actually, I think I've got mine on ×4, I don't really know what that kind of shiz does, if I'm going to be honest. Does that mean we finish, or are we doing another lap? It does mean we finished. Of course, the leaders would be doing another lap. However, we won't be. So if we hit continue, no points again. It's just annoying, if I'm honest, because it just I can get points, and I've proved myself in other series. LMP3, for example. LMP2 for me is just a step not in the right direction. It's a very tough thing. And where are we starting? 12. That's good. Let's set our tuning setup. We're going to put a touch less pressure on the tyres. We're going to keep that like so. I want a bit more out of first gear though. Yeah, I think let's save that. Ooh, okay, here we go. The final race in this series. I'm kind of glad it's over. It's not the most enjoyable for me. You know, it's not enjoyable because I'm losing.
Green, green, green.
Got off to a good start in P10, and we've got a championship point. Let's try and aim for points. Let's try and get one championship point, one world championship point. Because we haven't got any at the moment in the whole of the championship. Someone's went round or outside. A little bit of an understeer there. I lifted off when I didn't need to. However, I did get a touch of oversteer, so perhaps as a sort of needed. A really nice exit. Come on, please don't squeeze me out. Another hairpin coming up. This is going to be exciting. Hairpin, chicane. Ooh, come on, come on, come on. Get on track, get on track. A little bit longer in this one. I think it's 7 minutes this race. It's been about a minute or something. Yeah, a minute and 15. Oh! Well, what can we say? It's just not been our series, has it? I tried to be clever, going to first, get better acceleration. We've got damage on the car. Let's retire.
Yeah, that's the race finished. We didn't get any points this time, but it's
yeah.
a really good effort. Bring it back to the pits and we'll go home.
Well, there we go. What can I say? He's won. Craig Martin. Only driver not to score points. Huh. There you go. Any plus sides to this? Not really. An unenjoyable, I'd say, LMP2. Very unenjoyable indeed. Maybe it's a car. I was the only one in my type of car. Hey. There'll be a load of invitationals, which I'm actually going to skip. Ooh. Could be kind of fun though, I guess. And on 7. Some of the vintage Formula 1. We will do some of that stuff. I would love to do some of the old F1 stuff. But I want to try and focus on my career mode at the moment. Then that kind of stuff for you guys will be more of a, I don't know, just kind of outtakes and things like that. Because of course there's 7 rounds of that, so you know, it's more of a championship. TGA, that sounds like PGA, but hey. I've established myself, I'd say, in Korea. What's this? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, how much stuff is there, Jesus? You kind of have to simulate all this kind of stuff. Oh, I think, there you go, right. I've established myself, I'd say, relatively. You can see the hours and all that kind of stuff. How many races have I done? Apparently my signature car is still the 250cc. Got 13 wins out of that. I was pretty dominant about on my, you know, on my, so on my peak 200 miles of Snetterton. I know that track pretty well, and apparently I've got 4 wins around there, which is good, I guess. Haven't done any online, unfortunately my internet is still down. Prototype 79 races and just 4 wins. And that is of course including LMP2. The GT series is not my thing. Open wheel I think could be my thing. I do think open wheel could be my thing. That is definitely one I am excited about. Let's finish it. LMP2. So look at contracts. A renewal offer, I guess, has to be my only way forwards. Yeah, it is kind of my only way forwards, I guess. Another season, probably another tough season. I'm guessing it's the same calendar. Is it in Spain again? Yes, it is. Could do the American one, I guess. Let's have a look. What's the next one after this? No, I'm not very good at. You kind of have to do the UK one, I guess. It's kind of annoying because I'm not sure. I'm not a massive fan of this, if I'm going to be honest. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.